Hello, Nicola.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Okay, first things first. I've been doing a bit of Twitter stalking recently, pretty standard, and I've noticed that you and Cheryl Cole both have some issues with smiley faces on Twitter.
Have we?
Yeah, you're not happy with...
The variety?
Yeah.
No.
What makes a good smiley face? What would you prefer to see?
You need variety, like there's so many emotions that need to be portrayed, and like Twitter like really holds you back. Like you seriously need to get on the case.
They do. Okay, what's your favourite one to send?
Probably a cuddle.
That's what you wanted to send to Cheryl the other day. So.
Probably a cuddle.
Okay.
And she's a nightmare because on BBM, the faces are just like one after another. There's the and then the and then the cuddle, and then the like that's all she does. Send bloody smiley faces. So she must be seriously like at a loss at the minute without the twitty faces.
Yeah, she has expressed some disappointment about it.
Out. Like I'm sure everybody feels like that.
Yeah, I felt some frustration in the past with it. Yeah. Okay. Need to express human emotions through yellow men faces. So. Okay, cool. Right, you've been around the old pop block for a long time now. In fact, we like to say you're a bit of a veteran pop star. What do you think makes...
You're making me feel old.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that. Did a bit. No. What do you think makes a good pop star? You've seen quite a few come and go, so...
I think you just have to work really hard. And just be sort of dedicated to what you do and be passionate about it and be prepared to work really hard.
Okay. And on the same lines, like, Girls Aloud are really one of the only pop acts, especially girl groups, that have really had longevity, and especially since they come from a reality TV. Do you also put that down to hard work, or...?
I think probably like a collection of things, like, well, people have to like your songs, and people have to want to come and watch the shows, and there's like a whole different thing, like a whole different collection of things that have to go into something to make it work, I suppose. And I think hard work, yeah, you can't really be shy of hard work.
Okay. Right, what's the most pop star thing you've ever done?
Most pop star thing I've ever done? I don't know.
Anything you've bought, or like any spontaneous holidays you've ever just taken yourself on?
Most pop star thing I've ever done? Probably like performing at the Brits. Oh. Flying over an arena in a cage in front of like 22,000 people. It's a bit pop star-ish.
That's pretty pop star, yeah.
Really those kind of things.
Okay. And what's the funniest lie that you've ever read about yourself?
That I spent £90,000 on clothes.
Whoa.
I was actually pissed off with that lie.
Who said that? Do you remember?
That
was me.
Don't worry, editing.
Yeah, I was a bit annoyed with that. I don't know, I kind of just did the mill. No. I didn't like that lie. That was really frustrating because that did not happen.
Okay, thanks for putting that straight. Okay, you've worked with Cinderella's Eyes, it's about to come out. You've worked with some really amazing people on the album. Is there anyone that you'd love to work with that you didn't get to?
In Dream World, I would love to work with Kanye West.
Right.
I just think he's amazing. I think that like his beats, like his music is just so, there's a lot of imagination in it, and like the production's always so finished and wholesome, and it's just incredible really. I'm a big Kanye fan.
Okay, cool. Have you met him?
No.
Okay. And who was the first person to listen to the album?
My sister.
Okay.
What did
she think?
She kind of listened to it in dribs and drabs, so as I was writing something and she'd come and visit and then I'd have it on and she'd be like, yeah, not really bad about that one, or I like this one. And she loves it. she's like, why haven't I got a full copy yet? And I'm like, in case you lose it, and then it's wherever it ends up. And so she's kind of like patiently waiting. She's heard the whole thing so many times, she just wants one for herself, so it'd be nice when I can give it to her.
Okay, what's it like having people listen to the tracks for the first time?
A little bit daunting, because obviously you love it, so you want people to just like it.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of really trying to gauge their reaction and like hoping that it's a good one. So yeah, a bit scary, but you've made the record that you wanted to make, and so that's it.
Yeah, I mean, from past interviews I've read with you, you don't seem as obsessed as what other pop stars do with it being like, you know, doing really well commercially. You said that a lot of the people you work with on it did it for free. It's not like a big money album. What's the most important thing for you to get out of it?
I think people make music for themselves and for other people to like it. And I think that just for people to kind of like it would be great.
Okay.
Would mean a lot.
Lucky Day is my favourite song this year.
Oh, thank you.
Fact, yeah.
Wow.
I love it. Okay, and lyrically in it, you've really got a lot off your chest. Did you always intend to do that, or did that happen more organically while writing?
I think that you either write from your own kind of heart and head, or you don't. And like I do that. Like that's what I've written it so everything's kind of come from how I feel about something, or you know, what I think of a certain subject, or my kind of hopes or my kind of fears. And I think that it's kind of inevitable if you write like that to not have an album that seems personal.
Right.
It's not like I'm gonna put it all out there. It's just, if it's coming from inside you, those are the things that's gonna come out.
Okay, and do you have a specific process to writing a song?
Sometimes you just, I mean, it happens all different ways. Sometimes you can have the concept and the subject you want to write about, and then you'll go to the producer and you'll start the track from scratch, and you'll work the kind of chord pattern out, and then you'll do the melody top line, and then you'll put the lyrics down of what you want to say. Or sometimes the producer's got a track that you like, and so then you work on top of that. It kind of is just like an organic process. You kind of just go into it and it happens.
Okay. Alright, and last question. Are there any certain celebrities or members of the press that you'd really like to kind of put two fingers up to with this album and how you're doing now? No?
Not really.
Cool. Nice, calm. Nice one. Okay, well thank you very much, Nicola. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
And you, thank you very much.